All right, welcome back to the channel. So, Roy Jones Jr. was recently interviewed on KO Artist Sports, and he says that Tank Davis is already established as a superstar, and he doesn't need to go back with Floyd Mayweather. And he also compared Tank as him of himself and a lot more of Mike Tyson. I'm gonna break it down for y'all. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. Please sure that you like and subscribe to the channel, and also share the video to get all your latest boxing news. I'm going to play the audio on what Roy Jones Jr. said about Tank, and then I'm going to break it down for y'all.
At least that's what he's saying on Twitter. Is that the route maybe he should be doing, kind of Canelo style? Like
because he don't need nobody no more. He already has a name. The world knows Tank. The boxing world knows Tank. Tank fight anybody, people go to it and see why. Because Tank label knock you out at any time in the end. So people love that. That's what makes it exciting boxing. That's Mike Tyson style. You either had Roy Jones style of excitement, or you had the Mike Tyson style of excitement. He has a little bit of both, but he mainly has the Mike Tyson style of excitement because he can touch you any time, in the hand, and you can go out.
That was it. Roy Jones Jr. Says, you guys heard in the audio, that Tank reminded him of him, a little him himself, and more of Mike Tyson. And he says that the fans love to see it. And here's my take on the whole situation. First of all, I'm glad that Tank is parting ways with Floyd Mayweather. And I'm glad that he's seeking the big fights and want to fight the best of the best, and to have a legacy for his career, and could be in the Hall of Fame, a future Hall of Famer someday towards the end of his career and stuff like that. And I have to absolutely agree with Roy Jones Jr. You know, Floyd Mayweather, shout out to Floyd Mayweather. He did his part. He did what he had to do to make Gervonta Tank Davis a successful person today. But Floyd Mayweather has a problem of making guys stars, but doesn't want to be bigger than him. And Floyd is starting to act like Bob Arum, because Bob Arum had a lot of superstars back then. He had Floyd Mayweather. He had Oscar De La Hoya. I believe he had Miguel Cotto. And he's got a lot of good fighters today. And even Terrence Crawford. And when these fighters were with Bob Arum would get him to the point that, yeah, you're a star, but you're not going to be no bigger than what I'm going to make you. So when Floyd Mayweather was with Bob Arum, and Floyd says, look, I gotta lead this guy. He's not going to make me no bigger. And he said to Floyd that you will never be a bigger star than Oscar De La Hoya. And Floyd Mayweather says, look, I need to get out of my contract with $750,000. And he did. And sooner or later, Oscar De La Hoya wound up leaving Bob Arum, because Oscar De La Hoya was getting too big for Bob Arum to handle. So Floyd, you know, you're starting to be looked as more of like a Bob Arum type of guy, because you're acting petty over some stuff, over your own fighter that you built from the ground up within Tank. And Tank was cool with you for a minute, but you wouldn't secure him the big fights. And Floyd knew what he was doing. He didn't want Tank being a bigger star than what Floyd Mayweather is, because a lot of people feel like when you start talking about Floyd for a minute, he's got to do anything to get his name back in the mix. All the money, the cars, the clothes, is irrelevant to Floyd Mayweather right now. Floyd cares about the attention. He wants the attention, and he wants to take all that attention off of Gervonta Tank Davis. And now it seems to me that Gervonta Tank Davis will be the guy to leave Mayweather Promotions and be away from Mayweather Promotions. And for a guy in Mayweather that was with Bob Arum and stuff like that, to try to make a blueprint for these guys, Floyd, you should be trying. You went to the same situation where other fighters had to go through with Bob Arum. You did it. You made it. You made yourself a $500 million. Congratulations to you. But why won't you share that blueprint with somebody else. And you can do that with Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I think both guys is going to regret leaving each other. Well, basically Tank, mostly I think Tank is going to regret leaving Floyd Mayweather a little bit, but not much. But Floyd is going to regret not trying to get Tank and not believing in Tank and not giving Tank the comfort and love at Mayweather Promotions that he deserved. Now, if Floyd was really, really supportive of Tank, he would have been got him the Haney fight. He would have been got him the Lomachenko fight. He would have been got him the Ryan Garcia fight. He would have been got him the Teofimo Lopez fight. He would have got him all these fights. But Floyd Mayweather was getting a lot of that in-house money. Floyd Mayweather was putting a little bit of his star power on Gervonta Tank Davis, so Gervonta Tank Davis wouldn't have to fight the best opposition. He could just fight low blow Joe, and when Floyd Mayweather shows up, everybody's gonna show up, and it's gonna sell out. So Floyd, you've been through the corruption of boxing through the early part of your career. Why won't you try to teach Tank Davis the same blueprint that you went with, you know? And it looks like Gervonta Tank Davis is going to make his own superstardom. I do believe Gervonta Tank Davis is going to have an aura like a Roy Jones Jr. He's going to have that aura like a Mike Tyson. Because Gervonta Tank Davis can knock you out at any given second. It is going to sell out. I think Floyd is afraid of Gervonta Tank Davis could be the next. I'm just throwing out a scenario. He could potentially reach a goal of $500 million if Tank still performs the way he performed and get these guys out of here. Tank could be similar to the next Floyd Mayweather. But Floyd doesn't want that to happen. And Floyd doesn't want to see this young man reach his highest potential and peak throughout his career. And this is a shame. And Tank is a brother. You supposed to help a brother make it to the next level. And Floyd is not doing that. He's being petty. He's being childish. And he doesn't want any other black fighters to overrule him or any other fighters to surpass him. And it's a damn shame. But guys, with that being said, Roy Jones Jr. says that Gervonta Davis doesn't need Floyd Mayweather anymore. Floyd Mayweather got him as much star status as he possibly can. And now it's time for Tank to move on his own. And he has the opportunity to have that Roy Jones Jr. aura and the Mike Tyson aura at the end of the day. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.